Who we kiddin', baby? It ain't the city, baby. It ain't the way the sun is setting, cause it did already. The light is all gone, but I'm still here with you. I don't wanna go home if home ain't with you. Hey, what's up? This is Dupel. You're listening to CFRC 101.9 FM.
All right, hi, I'm Paige. I'm here with CFRC 101.9 FM live sessions, and I'm here with a very special guest. This is Dupel.
Hi.
And so you're here today to come show us some of your music. I'm super excited about that. You kind of have a hip-hop sound, but then you also, you were mentioning to me about the poetry behind what you're playing. You want to tell me a little bit about that? Where this all started? Where did Dupel begin?
Well, I think it definitely started in high school. I was turned on to writing poetry in my English class in grade 10. And I didn't really think about it a whole lot until I actually started doing it. And at the time I still am struggling with a lot of mental health problems. So it quickly became just a very easy way for me to vent and not necessarily have to say what I want to say, but I can encode it in certain ways. And I've always wanted to make music and sing. I've never really been a great singer. But when I got into hip hop shortly into high school, it sort of just opened up a lot because I was able to do the poetics that I like and, make it a profitable venture, but also I could put it to music and I could still perform and be on stage, which is sort of just what I always really loved doing.
Amazing. And with hip hop, how you grew up in Kingston. Yeah. So how much I don't know too much about the Kingston hip-hop scene. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Where you started? Did you see a lot of hip-hop growing up? I know it's not right now a super massive market, but where did that start for you? Did you see any local acts that kind of just changed it for you? Where you started to go, yeah, okay, I can see myself doing hip-hop in the Kingston area?
That's a good question because that's exactly how it started. So Kingston hip-hop has always really been under the radar. If you think it's super underrated now, it's been a lot worse in the past. So I actually didn't really, until I took rap seriously as something that I wanted to do, I never really had any sort of exposure to hip-hop in Kingston. But in high school, I was trying to find ways for me to stay home, not necessarily move to a big city, but also still perform hip-hop and write, because I know Kingston is mainly known for rock and indie and folk, but it's just not the way I want it to go down. And so I just Googled up rappers in Kingston, and actually my friends Keaton and 92 Rare came up, and this is 7 years ago, but they had a music video. God, I can't name it off the top of my head, but I've probably seen that video 10 times. It was cool because it was really dope stuff, and there's a big stigma of Kingston rappers just sort of, not being the best.
Right, people think DJ at stages sort of thing. And
yeah.
It's not that. It's actual rap music.
And
and hip-hop music.
Yeah, so they were sort of, if they could do it, why couldn't I? And that's the thing. So I went to school for a bit in Vancouver and sort of took a break, but I still wrote a lot, just to follow my passion of film. But again, just mental health problems brought me back to Kingston, and then COVID happened, so I kind of just stuck here. Best decision I've ever made, I would say, because I started making hip-hop, releasing hip-hop in 2019 when I was 19. Just shortly after my 19th birthday, I dropped my first mixtape. And then since then, it took a little while, but I started doing live shows last year. I met Keaton and 92 Rare in person, and now they're people I collaborate with constantly. Just really great people to learn from, and great people to teach and to introduce someone who's new and younger to a scene where it's majority people in their early 30s or mid 30s. Someone who's 23 like myself. Up until very recently, I've been the youngest person making hip-hop in Kingston. So yeah, I'm at, I think I just released my 9th mixtape. So in 5 years, yeah, it's been fun.
It sounds really cool. Music, a lot of rap was very popular amongst, the younger generation. We're kind of moving into an indie sound, but, kind of for 30-year-olds and stuff, they grew up on
Right.
a lot of that hip hop. And it's interesting that you, being younger than everybody, is
Yeah.
kind of just, you're just part of that, and you're kind of just growing. A lot of people have, you know, references from when they were younger that
Right.
keep them, you know, it's just like kind of your roots.
Yeah.
And you released a new album this year.
I did.
It was, sorry, I'm so sorry. I had it down here, but I wanted to hear a little bit about the journey with that,
Yeah.
about the video. We were mentioning that you have a lot of local stuff going
Yep.
on with your album, and I mean, this is where you grew up.
Yes.
So do you want to walk me a little bit through the journey of that album, where
Sure.
this came from, where the influences came from?
Yeah. So I actually I'm not going to be that guy, but I released 3 albums this year.
I'm so sorry about
No,
that.
it's okay. It doesn't matter. But yeah, so the first 2 were sort of just stuff I had in the bank that I just needed to put out. The third one this year is called Moms Love Dupel.
Yes, that was the one I was referencing.
Yes, I figured as much because that's the one that stands out. It was a lot of fun, primarily because I just got to be myself. And someone who's queer like myself, I identify as bisexual. In hip-hop, it's not really the most welcoming thing, and even just saying that on a radio station like I am now is kind of intimidating. But I don't want to be someone I'm not. And so I found that that's kind of where I was going, and so I wanted to just be as weird and fun and spontaneous as I could. And I've always been someone who pays homage to their roots. So like I have a video for my song Tommy's. Came out a couple years ago, but it's one of my favorite videos I've done. Probably my favorite song. Shot it outside of Tommy's in Mavericks in Gananoque, and just I wanted to have a song people could look for, and that's fun and upbeat, and be like, oh, this is like my city. This is cool. This is fun. And so with Moms Love Dupel, I sort of approached the whole thing like that. And don't get me wrong, it is still a very emotional album. There's a lot of discussion about depression and feelings of loneliness, and that sort of braggadocio masquerading all of that. But at the same time, I'm inspired by Tyler the Creator a lot, and if anyone has actually listened to Tyler the Creator, his stuff can get weird sometimes. And so
that's the best part.
Oh, exactly,
I mean, that's
right?
the best part about him.
Yeah, so I just I thought of when I was writing it, I found beats that didn't sound like anyone else's beats. Stuff that were very like fancy haute couture type stuff, and then put the most abhorrent lyrics I could think of on top of it. So just like really crazy out of the box humor that people my age might think of. Like that's why I came up with the title Moms Love Dupel. It comes from a running joke that moms love Dupel. So yeah, but the whole album is sort of like that.
I love that. And are you going to be playing a song from your album for us today?
Not today. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a whole lot of radio friendly stuff in that.
Right.
But anytime you see me live, a lot of Moms Love Dupel songs are in my live sets.
And speaking of live, you're playing on the 24th at Broom Factory.
Yes, yeah, I'm opening up for Chancelor, with a bunch of other great talented artists.
How is it playing with him? I mean, I know he has a whole base with going on with his own 90s hip hop thing, and how do you feel about, like, are you nervous, excited? Have you learned a lot from him, played with him before?
This would be my first time, and definitely the biggest act I've opened for. I wouldn't say I'm nervous, I'm excited. I find now I don't really get nervous before shows. And even if I did, it's a good kind of nervous. It's like I care about this nervous, but it's definitely really exciting because, obviously a Canadian legend from the late 90s. Love his music. Super impactful on getting Canada the, attention it needed before Drake even came around.
So true.
Yeah,
so true.
Exactly. And it's definitely very overlooked, but it'll be a lot of fun, and I'm excited to learn some things while I'm there.
I'm very excited. I'm going to be checking it out.
Yeah, you better.
And so you're going to be playing a song for us today. You want to tell us a little bit about it before we start?
So this first song is called We Kiddin. It's from my mixtape I released last year. It's called I'm Already Gone. This track, like a lot of them, are about just relationships that didn't really go well.
We've all been there.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's sort of the ups of, meeting someone for the first time and realizing, you've fallen for them and you can't stop thinking about them and they feel the same way. But sometimes life happens and things just fall apart and one person is still attached to it and the other person isn't. It was a lot of fun to record. Like, it's a fun song and I really like performing it. But it's also just very meaningful to me, and sometimes it's not. It's pretty painful to perform sometimes, but I think that's, the sign of something I poured a lot of emotion into, so I think that's a good thing.
All right, well, I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Hey. Who we kiddin', baby? It ain't the city, baby. It ain't the way the sun is setting, cause it did already. The light is all gone, but I'm still here with you. I don't wanna go home if home ain't with you. I know you feel it in your chest. When you look at me, I take my first breath. It ain't the shots or the rounds that we bought. Even stone sober, you wait for the text. So do I. 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 Yeah. I know you've been hurt a couple of times and more than a few left you traumatized. Where you hold my hand like I'm reading my mind. I'm seeing my thoughts of you showing up on your smile. I can't walk straight, neither can you, but I'm so happy that I'm feeling a few tears in my view. It's been a year, maybe two. I don't trust people like the way I trust you. I know you're timid, so I love when you're laughing. The lake water soundtrack, stay crashing. I say all I ever want is you to be happy. Hold me in your arms and I feel like I'm passing. You don't let people in on your past in. I don't let people in on my past in. Despite this, you know me so much. You see my flashbacks when I be so drunk. Huh. I don't know if you're a dream or a memory. I don't know if this is a dream or a memory. Who we kiddin', baby? It ain't the city, baby. It ain't the way the sun is setting, cause it did already. The light is all gone, I'm still here with you. I don't wanna go home if home ain't with you. I know you feel it in your chest. When you look at me, I take my first breath. It ain't the shots or the rounds that we bought, cause even stone sober, you wait for the text. So do I. 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 Huh. Heart racing, wake up gasping, float to my dresser, roll some Aspen, spent last night. Glass half empty, half it cracking. Dreams of a girl I ain't seen in months. Major life stories bleeding one. Everyone leaves, who am I kidding? This time next week you won't even miss me. I just sit on this bench not living. Straight time killing, drank my feelings. Man, the alarm is a straight vibe killer. Feels so real till I wake not with her. All I ever want is you to be happy. And if that's not with me, girl, not at me. I hope one day we back chatting. I hope one day you say you do too. Huh.
So the song was, I hadn't heard that one before, and I was totally into that. I could hear all of the references that you were talking about. I could hear the 90s hip hop, but I could also hear the Tyler, the Creator. I was so into that. I was like, wow, okay, here you go. Like, it's interesting hearing you speak about it and then getting to experience it firsthand.
Right. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I want to talk a little bit more about your live shows. Yeah. We talked a little bit before about, like you not being stressed and it just being more just like it's passion. So you're just up there, no stress. Do you have any upcoming live shows that, other than the 24th, make sure you go there, Broom Factory. Yes. Do you have any more that you want to talk about a little bit, or ones that you've done previously? that
ooh.
you felt like a certain way about that really stood out to you?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good question, actually. So coming up, I'll get it out of the way. I've got a show in January that's also going to tie in with an album release. It's set for the 19th. I won't say too much besides that, but I think it'll be probably my best show yet. My first headlining show. It's very exciting and a super great opportunity. So I don't want to spoil it too much, but keep your eyes peeled to my social media and just social media around Kingston Live. I'm sure there'll be some listings about it. Yeah, I've done a lot of really fun live shows this year.
Do you feel like you feed off the crowd's energy? Like you're one of those performers, you like feel them, you ride with them, you're like, okay,
yeah, I like
it's a lower bit, I'm going to get them in there, I'm going to really get them excited about what's going on.
Yeah, I like to start high and finish high and sort of just talk to the crowd in between. Primarily just because I know when I'm an audience member in a show, if there's no structure to the set, it doesn't flow well, and you want to sequence your music correctly. I really, really like doing music-y shows.
It's a great venue.
Yes.
It's a really great venue.
Yeah, I did a couple patio shows with my friend Hartman, great MC. Was able to open for him a couple times, and that was a lot of fun. Great crowds. I would say those are normally the ones that I look forward to because it's consistently, people are very into it.
Which is the best part. Like, that's the whole, if you're showing, you're opening a piece of yourself up, you mentioned that.
Yes.
You're showing your passion.
Yeah.
And how does it feel to have that put back on you, like things that you love, like your love letter is your music.
Yes.
To the city, to people, to what you want out there. How does it feel having people be receptive of that and enjoy it?
Oh, it's great.
It's like a hug.
Yeah. It's definitely like, I'm not good at taking compliments besides being super cocky. But like, I don't want to toot my own horn, but oftentimes I do have great sets, and a lot of people tell me that, and it's a really great feeling to, perform a song that means a lot to me. Like, Who We Kiddin' isn't, like, if you weren't listening to the lyrics, it's just a fun bop, but that song does mean a lot to me, and at my shows, it's definitely one that a lot of people are into and vibe with.
Right.
Yeah.
No, 100%. And that's the amazing thing, that you can put those two together, having something be something to listen to, like a great song to listen to, but also something that actually means something to you, and that matters a lot. And for your second song that you're about to do, can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah.
What's going on with it?
So it's probably the oldest one that I've got for today. It's called Because I Love You. I don't perform it a whole lot. It is a tough one to perform. But as well, my sound has sort of evolved. But it's definitely more of an acoustic inspired, sort of chill, I don't want to say R&B, but definitely Circles by Mac Miller, inspired by that. It's essentially just me discussing a friend that I had in high school who, we tried the relationship thing, didn't really get a whole far. And so they have found their own person, and I found my own person. But, you still have the love and appreciation for someone. And, you can still find attraction through that. And being they're not someone I really talk to anymore, it sort of deals with growing up and, a lot of relationships you have, friendships, dates, whatever, you just don't talk to them after a certain point, and that's just how adulthood is. And that was sort of just my way of grappling with that, and my way of telling them through song without me actually having to tell them.
I love that. Again, with the love letter theme, like, it's like you're just saying something to someone without having to actually be there, be vocal with it. Well, I'm excited to hear it.
Thank you.
So whenever you're ready, like, you can take it away.
Cool. Awesome.
Right.
Yeah. Alright. clear spring waters that I reflect in. Always see the better me in your reflection. Waves and demos are temporary creations, but the thoughts of your touch, permanent vacations. Current inspirations come from days when we stayed in, hanging with our friends at your house, getting wasted. Back when I let you see the real me. Back when I remember you first trying hard to heal me. Now it's hard to hear me. Now it's hard to feel me. No one knows the query. No one knows the queer me. We ain't speaking nearly like we did as kids. I've had too many get away to not give you this gift. Give you these cliches for the day you walk away. Because we're adults now, I know that day's a talk away. Even though we never went to that jazz club on a date, our friendships meant more than almost any bar can say. And because I love you, I'ma let you go. You can live a life that I will never know. And because I love you, you're still in my prayers. Although who I'm praying to is never there. So because I love you, I'ma let you go. You can live a life that I will never know. And if you still love me, you can sail back. Irish cream sipping, coffee getting me lifted. Pop brownies in kitchens, parties drinking and swimming. These moments are sifting out of my skin with age. We both left for school and a lot of things had changed. Some things stayed the same, how the light bounced off your face. When it meets my eyes, girl, I'm finally awake. Your fashion is insane, passion to make change. Listen when I'm depressed and so I reciprocate. I could use some therapy. I only open up my lungs and hail the buzz that's there for me. Rounding up my friends, I burn into nostalgia. Maybe it's not you I miss, ideas I built from trauma. After all, people change, rearrange from pure light to gray. The way that stardust makes rivers in which I bathe, I still find ways to appreciate your shape. And because I love you, I'ma let you go. You can live a life that I will never know. And because I love you, you're still in my prayers. Although who I'm praying to is never there. So because I love you, I'ma let you go. You can live a life that I will never know. And if you still love me, you can sail back.
Well, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
To start off, that was
Thank you.
beautiful. I could feel the Mac Miller influence that you're talking about, like the circles. We were talking about before that you said that this is like your fall sound.
Yeah.
And I did see that reflected in what you've been playing. It's kind of interesting. So how did it become fall for you, really?
Well, I think growing up, a lot of not so great things happened in the fall. Grandfather died in November. Military background makes Remembrance Day pretty difficult. My niece died last year in early December. And a lot of struggles I've had mentally have been in and around this time just by happenstance. So I think, with the weather sort of getting a little bit crappier and everything being a little bit more dreary, it's nice to have music that is sort of like a cozy blanket and some soup. Like it's not necessarily there to like tell you everything's going to be okay, but like something you can relate to. And that's sort of what I associate this time of year with, is just taking time to reflect on certain things and working on coming to terms with it.
Right. But I did feel like, as much as like as horrible as what's happening has happened,
Right.
I did feel the coziness in what you were playing. Like I totally felt that warm blanket from the two songs that you performed. Right. And for people listening, what's coming next for you? What's next for Dupel? Like what's upcoming?
Okay. Well, I've got my 10th mixtape comes out January 19th. I'll talk about that since it's my own thing. It's called Big Vibes and Little Victories. It's sort of a way for me to approach a different sound, whereas Moms Love Dupel was very in your face and, not really taking itself too seriously. I think I want to be more upfront with what I struggle with, as well as ways I'm dealing with that. And not just talking about sad things, but like how I'm improving my life with that, and like, discussing the community around me, the world around me, and how I keep a positive attitude. So like, big vibes would be, the energy of the music, and, if something's a vibe, it's a vibe, and if it's a big vibe, it's a big vibe. You know what I mean?
The vibes are real.
Yeah, exactly.
The vibes are real.
But I also wanted to include the little victories part, because it's important to make sure you pay attention to small successes, because for someone like myself who has major depressive disorder, it is very difficult to find life worth continuing sometimes. And even just, recognizing the fact that you woke up, showered, and went to work, and, stayed at work the whole day is enough to be proud of sometimes.
Well, I want to thank you for sharing your story with us and sharing your music. It's beautiful.
Thank
you.
I
think it's something that people can also listen to, and it can be two ways. It can be very deep and beautiful, or just something easier to listen to and beautiful. So I want to thank you again for coming on the show. This was Dupel. And it will be November 24th will be your show at Broom Factory. Super excited for that.
Yes.
And I'll let you take it away for your last song. Thanks again.
Thank you. The song's called Cremation. Yeah. Hey. Dupel. CFRC. Hey. If I'm being honest, I think I killed Jack. Never knew me, but he knew Mac. I just kidnapped, dressed like Ben. When I lost you, mourned you like a friend, Funny how you never knew me, but I weep. Trying to be you, but I can't rhyme. Burning my notes with my eyes, I reap. God, I'm on fire. Burn the witch king, not the false idol in the false isles, cause he just drowned. Yeah, looking down, I had a dream while he dragged me deep. All I do is kill, but I built you 3 minutes of fog and booze at midnight. In between highs, I had slipped lives. Sometimes I find peace in the guts. Sometimes I turn top shelf into rust. Too used to learning from fumes to think of what you do. Blues clues, so obvious. Your voice built mine from popsicles. Stick house, pineapple still melt, but you're still there. At a party you had, you was chilled in the back. Took a pill to relax in the way that you look. Right in my eyes, while your lungs started cooking. Made me whisper and ask if you knew you would pass. If you took it anyway, knowing China was crack. Man, I used to hope my way would be the easy way out, cause I felt death coming since my grandfather passed in. I know the impact, but I'm tired of droughts. I know I let Mac down when I put on the mask. I could have been better, but I settled for flats. No, I'm killing my ego, everything that I built over a 20-year life. But I need me a plaque, I need me a new face and a new mindset. So I rest in ash and my debt. Know I owe you for what you did for me. Maybe self-hate will fuel my best story. Sometimes I find peace in the guts. Sometimes I turn top shelf into rust. Too used to learning from fumes to think of what you do. Blues clues, yeah, so obvious. Your voice built mine from popsicles. Stick house, pineapple still melt, but you're still dead. Never say you proud of it. I'm tired, so tired. I'm tired. I'm tired, so tired. Yeah. Who we kiddin', baby? It ain't the city, baby. It ain't the way the sun is setting, cause it did already. The light is all gone, but I'm still here with you. I don't wanna go home if home ain't with you. I know you feel it in your chest when you look at me. I take my first breath. It ain't the shots or the rounds that we bought. Even stone sober, you wait for the text.